Recently, I've spent a little bit of my time playing beta Minecraft, but I never really thought, why? Why are these old Minecraft versions just so easy to come back to over and over again, no matter where you are in life? It's not just me who feels like this, as there's a whole community with thousands of people in it who feel the exact same way. Many people simply blame nostalgia, but I feel like this couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, it may play a role, but I feel like it's a very small role. Because if nostalgia was the only factor, why would there be communities centered around these old versions? Why would people not just simply hop on for a week or two, then abandon the version, letting it collect dust yet again? That's what I'd like to talk about today. Stay with me as I dive into why I believe old Minecraft not only still holds up, but in some ways is even better than modern Minecraft. First things first, we need to talk about modern Minecraft. Please, by all means, don't think I hate Minecraft now. It just has some very blatant flaws. So I'd like to spend Act 1 talking about some new additions that older versions just didn't have, that I feel have been done extremely dirty. One obvious one I can think of is the enchant system, and the levels that go along with it. Now there's plenty of great videos explaining the problems with this system. I personally really enjoyed Fish on a Stick's video about it, which will be linked in the description. But to get the gist of it, it's unreasonably hard to max out your levels for enchants without using something like a mob farm, which I find very cheesy. Enchantments are also drawn by random chance or forced labor and are insanely overpowered to the point that unless enchants are removed or heavily reworked, there can never be tools more powerful than diamond. That's right, with maxed out enchants, netherite tools are basically just the same as diamond, the only difference being the durability. This is the bulk of it, but it isn't really the only system with some problems. Durability is another mechanic from the more simple era of Minecraft. Newer tools that are added just are too rare to break, and in the case of the Elytra, just literally can't break because of how rare they are. And of course, you may be saying, if you dislike durability, just use a mending book. But if a book that just completely removes the mechanic of durability is borderline a requirement for maxed out enchant tools, then you have to ask, why is the system even here? But both of these absolutely pale in comparison to one mechanic. A mechanic so strong, you never have to worry about resources again. Of course, I'm talking about villager trading. This system is honestly just so stupid to me, as it's incredibly easy to get almost any resource you'd ever need late game. Enchanted diamond tools, done. Enchantments, done. And all you will need for these insanely broken trades is just like a villager or 3 to breed, a workstation, and a prison so they never escape. I honestly shouldn't even need to explain why the system doesn't work, and if I do need to, just watch someone else's video on it. There's hundreds out there. Those are the biggest issues I have with modern Minecraft mechanics, but some smaller ones I have issues with would be brewing being completely useless. Despite exploration being the main focus in many updates, it isn't rewarding in the slightest. Updates having just too many features that don't improve the game, which by the looks of it is changing, as the spear and zombie horsemen look really fun in my opinion, and I think they're a great addition. In the inventory being unchanged since like 2010, despite hundreds of items being added since. This is all the complaining I have to do on modern Minecraft, but don't think I hate it. I love a lot of new items. Like, I use lanterns in legitimately all my bases. But a lot of these mechanics either completely change or aren't even existent in classic Minecraft, and that's something I'd like to talk about now. Surviving in early Minecraft feels perfected when played. Everything poses a threat to you, no matter how far along you are in progression. No matter what you do in your world, it is clear that you are the prey to these creatures. Since armor works different in beta and alpha Minecraft, you can't just rely on it, since as it loses durability, it also loses its defense. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't love this feeling. I feel like it just always makes me be on my toes, even if I'm maxed out in progression. But armor isn't the only mechanic that's different in these older versions of Minecraft. As many of you likely know, the combat is insanely different than the combat Minecraft offers today. Instead of charging attacks, axe hits, and this, old Minecraft offers a much simpler combat, one where a sword is all you need. And honestly, I love it this way. Maybe it's just me, but when I'm fighting off hordes of zombies, it feels like my player is genuinely scared. I don't know, something about frantically swinging your sword over and over on a mob until it dies, it just feels so packed with emotion, you know? Combat also receives one more change, which is of course, food now instantly heals you. To modern players, this may sound broken, but since food is also now not stackable, I feel it offers a much different combat experience, one where you must be careful with how you fight, as once you're out of food, you won't regenerate health at all. Surviving is also made more interesting by transportation, as is much more limited in earlier versions of Minecraft. You can't just go to the end city and suddenly be able to fly. Hell, there's no end. No, the only ways to move around are walking, minecarts, boats, and TNT if you want to be special, I guess. But don't let the small amount of options trick you. You can still get creative with these. One of the coolest contraptions I've ever seen is a boat highway made by Monster. Oh, and notice how running wasn't an option? That wasn't a mistake on my end. You cannot run. Your inability to run makes moving around slower. But don't think that makes it bad. In fact, I'd say it adds on to the true survival experience. When you can't run, every part of surviving just feels more real. You can't just run up to a skeleton to kill it. You first gotta think, how am I gonna get close to this guy? It also makes exploring feel like a real journey, as it now takes real time to get to your destination. These limitations give early Minecraft a feel that I feel hasn't been replicated. A game where you had to plan out some attacks, set up many intricate railroads, mine shafts, rivers, whatever else you wanted to use to travel from base to base. All these limitations shape how we survive in early Minecraft, but it also defines how me and many others build in early Minecraft. Building in these beta Minecraft versions just clicks. Everything feels perfect except for these annoying stairs and slabs. There are way less blocks, which in my eyes is almost better for an average builder like me. As in modern Minecraft, I often find myself trying to build huge, intricate towns with a crazy block palette, but not in beta. In beta, it feels much more freeing in a sense. It feels like you can really build anything with any material, no matter your skill level, and have it fit right into your world. Which is really impressive, honestly, because every item can be seen on this list. There's not a lot here, but I think that's what makes it work. When building in older versions, less really is more. But not only is building simpler in the best way possible, but it's the main focus. And with how much survival mode limits you in these versions, it feels truly accomplishing when you build something. Just think, there's no elytra, no shulker boxes, no scaffolding, there's not even shift-clicking blocks in the crafting menu. But all of these just add to the build, truly giving it character and making building the main and most fun activity in early Minecraft. It doesn't have a crazy amount of items, but it doesn't need to. It just added to Minecraft's. Early Minecraft has one of my favorite art styles of all time. No joke. Something about the textures just look really nice. The lighting is cozier, and the terrain in these versions is just beautiful. Looking at some of these, it's easy to see some of the fantasy elements Minecraft used to have. The huge mountains with massive waterfalls, the vast oceans surrounded by breathtaking islands just look super beautiful. It all just feels right for Minecraft, but the terrain isn't the only charm Minecraft lost, as when Minecraft continued to update, they would end up adding features like villages, mineshafts, ships, pyramids, and even mansions. But my problem with these is they all break the core feeling of old Minecraft, the feel of complete isolation. In this world, you are truly alone, only kept company by some dogs and like other friendly mobs. These structures break that immersion, and I feel like that's what truly separates modern Minecraft from classic. This feeling of isolation is unmatched, and it completely changes the mood of the game, for the better in my eyes. It has more character this way, and I would never trade that for any update. At the end of the day, I can't force you to play these older versions of Minecraft, but I'd highly encourage you just to try them out, walk around, find the perfect spot, build a house, a town, anything else you can think of. You might realize that people aren't just being nostalgic for classic Minecraft. The game was genuinely amazing. Modern Minecraft may be grander, but beta just captures this feeling. A feeling modern Minecraft can never recreate. No update could ever bring back the simplicity of beta. So seriously, just give it a try. For anyone wanting to give early Minecraft a try, but isn't sure where to start, I'd recommend beta 1.7.3, as that's the version I play and I personally have a lot of fun in. Any version after this removes the awe-inspiring terrain, adds back the hunger and sprinting systems, and it kind of just breaks the classic feel, in my opinion. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I know it's not my normal Terraria stuff, but hey, if it does well, maybe I'll do more Minecraft stuff. If you want to see more Minecraft stuff, show me. Go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, comment, do anything. Just tell me you want more Minecraft, and I'll do it. I love beta Minecraft. I love Minecraft in general. So if you want to see more, let me know. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.